Alrighty, so without further ado, time to test out Greenbell percent individual level. Let's in now. Alrighty, so I literally just made the route for this particular run literally early this morning. So there could be more optimizations. I've just got a bare bones, or not bare bones per se, but I've got a good estimate of what the route can be and the like. So name as per usual will be Fails. And of course doing that loses a bit of time, but I'm not too worried about that. Pretty much this run starts like any of my other individual levels or the any percent. Just go through the beginning cutscene and whatnot and basically create your character. Alrighty. And of course we fairly much ignore definitely ignore Finn here because, well, actually we ignore everyone for the most part, so, anyways, hopefully this routing goes fairly well. I'm estimating it to be around 2 hours, but I'm not too sure on the exact time because this is literally my first time running it at all. I am live streaming it right now to test it out just a bit. And hopefully this run, as stated before, goes very well and I don't do any slip-ups in the route that I've made, but knowing me, I will probably do a few slip-ups. Alrighty. Seems like I'm going strong for the time being. I'm going to mute myself for just a few moments here to just situate myself into a more comfortable manner. Alrighty, I'm back from that. Okay. Okay. The starting cutscene is almost over. And can I get whistle? No, sadly. Alrighty. So, first thing that I've decided to do for this routing is to go straight to Harmonica Town and do the meeting everyone to get Bo's toolbox from Hamilton. Of course, as per all of the runs that I've done so far, I'm starting with Simon, going to the church grounds to meet Perry, then Chase, then Irene, Maya, so on and so forth. And unlike other runs, I've decided to leave the introductory cutscene out of my splits. So an interesting thing about this route is that you actually have to ring 2 bells for it. So in order to get the things, in order to be able to ring the green bell, you have to actually ring the blue bell first. So the green bell is one of the 2 dependent bells. So the 2 dependent bells being the green bell and the purple bell. The purple bell is for heart and friendship. Green bell is win. I believe it's wins, but I may be just a slight bit wrong. And another thing about this run is that I do believe we are going to be seeing quite a lot of the game, all things considered. Now, if I have done everything correctly, after this meeting cutscene, I will get another cutscene with Finn telling me that I have met everyone and should go see Hamilton. And yep, I did everything correctly there. So that is quite a bit of relief. And now to go meet with Hamilton so that he can give me Bo's toolbox. And I can go back to the farm and sell a few things and sleep off till the next day. Alright, and alrighty, so I have done just about everything in Harmonica Town, and I will go ahead and be hitting that split just as soon as I'm no longer in Harmonica Town. Alright, about 19 minutes in. Now, while I was in Harmonica Town, I had gotten a few items from the various townsfolk that I will be selling, along with these 3 turnips that are right here. Now, these 3 turnips are locked at being decent on the first day. I'm not sure if they necessarily change throughout the time that they can be there. That is fine because I have done everything hopefully the correct way enough so that I don't have to... I believe I am actually somehow in my notes I am 10 gold behind what I should be at. Not sure how that worked out, but alright. Was I supposed to? Yes, I was. No. I was not supposed to set up the death warp, so that is fine and dandy. 24. And 9, 24. Alright, so I should be... Let's see how many times. Let's see how much time I'm ahead. Because I need it to be 8 by the time I go into the ramp. Maybe that's correct. Alright, now unlike some other runs, I will actually be needing to get this free cow here. Or, well, free calf. Now, they want... Now, Kane wants me to raise this calf. However, instead of raising it, I will actually be selling it back to him. As well as selling this fairly expensive brush back to him as well. However, you cannot sell the brush directly, so it goes into the shipping bin. Okay, that was actually the perfect time. I was not expecting that at all. Alright. However, in exchange for selling back the cow or calf, I will actually be buying a duckling. Buying the duckling, giving it a name, and back to buy. Alright, so feed and 1 milk. The 2 feed are for making sure that the duckling grows up well as just in case I won't necessarily have to worry about getting a cutscene where it is sick. Now, the money, or the gold in this route actually is very much strict on how it goes. Essentially, by the end of the run, I will only have about 124 gold. Alrighty. So now to buy that strawberry or bow. Nope. I only need one of those. That could have been very bad, and I honestly do not have any sort of backup in my notes for if I accidentally buy that extra strawberry. Alright. So during my trip through Flute Fields, I was given 9 cabbage seeds, which I will be selling just as soon as I get to the shipping bin. As well as I will be giving Bo a few things so that he will be able to fix the bridge. And I will go ahead and mark Flute Fields as complete. Alright. selling the seeds and the brush that I got. The brush is worth 800 gold, while the seeds, I do believe, are worth 180 for the 9 of them. Yeah, 180 for the 9 of them, 20 apiece. Now on to giving Bo his toolbox. Now, after this rune out cutscene, going to be giving Bo what he wants to eat. And I whistled. That's fine. Let's see, so... Closed on Wednesday. Tuesday. Wednesday. Thursday. Friday. Saturday. Okay, that's fine. So it looks like I will swap those two over. Alright, so now I should be at 2130 gold. Yes, did I? Oops. I did not give him his strawberry, which is, very slightly embarrassing. Oh well, that just means more time that can be saved. I do have the amount of gold that's in my notes now, so... Alright, that's an oops. Now, here in a few weeks, I should actually be finished with the routing for doing the purple bell, which you need to ring all of the other bells for. And that is going to be a very long run. Out of all of the individual levels, that would probably be the absolute longest. And usually by that point, you're just about ready to beat the game. Or, well, beat the main story. Okay, and the bridge is fixed. Should be A5. Yes. Okay, I'm fine. Okay. Glad that I am fine with day on the routing, so I don't have to come back and lose just a tad bit of time. Alright, so at this point I'm going to be essentially meeting everyone in Garmin Mines, and of course talking to them about a specific item that I will need in order to see the goddess, which Finn so desperately wants me to see. First things first, going to see the goddess, or at least trying to, before I am stopped by wild animals that are fairly angry. Okay, and now to Fishing Rod, where I will skip just a little bit of time. Looks like I just slightly messed up I forgot that Garmin Mines was closed on Thursday because if I had not had messed up on giving Bo that strawberry, I would be able to follow the route to essentially a T. However, since I failed at doing that, I have to go back and wait till tomorrow in order to do all of Garmin Mines. Oh well, that's just more improvement for a later run. Now tomorrow will be the 6th, so I will go ahead and be feeding that duckling. Now it was upset, but it being upset is not necessarily going to keep it from growing up. So I did feed it today, because if I didn't, then I might have had to see a cutscene where the duckling got sick. And that is no fun at all. Now I should be able to do all of the Garmin Mines, whatnot. Okay, now I should be able to do the Garmin Mines. Alrighty. Alright, so in order to get past those wild animals that are fairly angry, we need to get an animal whistle. Now, Dale was the person who was supposed to have the animal whistle. However, we have to go through and essentially go on a fetch quest talking to essentially everyone in Garmin Mines, asking them about the animal whistle until finally the last person we talk to will give it to us. Alrighty. So after meeting with Barbara at the general store, she tells me that her husband probably found the animal whistle, and we need to go talk to Julius at the accessory store. Now, he offers to give us the accessory shop, but then says that he can't do that to his boss's essentially child. I'm not sure whether or not the dialogue for either choice is faster or not, so I went ahead and just went with the first one. Now, Julius says that the animal whistle was a toy and had given it to Chloe, which is the blacksmith's, I want to say daughter, but I may be wrong. So we need to go over to the blacksmith and ask him about the animal whistle. Now we ask Ramsey about the animal whistle, and he doesn't know what we're talking about first off. Though we ask about Chloe, and Chloe has supposedly gone and went to see Owen, who is the blacksmith's apprentice, as well as is in the mines right now. Alright, so now we meet Owen for the first time, and he gives us his old hammer, so that we are able to actually go mining. However, we don't necessarily need to break any rocks. So afterwards he goes into the mines, where we will meet him on the 10th floor. Now, despite the mines being randomly generated, they're... Okay then, that was... I don't think I've ever seen that happen. That was a very good stroke of RNG right there. Usually the drop downs only drop you a few floors, not all the way down to... Anyways, we talked to Owen, and he says that wild animals were surrounding Chloe and that it was dangerous for her to have the whistle, so took it away from her and then proceeds to give it to us, so that now we will be able to see the goddess after about an hour of playtime. Now, when we blow the animal whistle, they seem to like it and want us to blow it again for them, and they are happy for some reason. I'm not sure how exactly the whistle works, but it makes them come to their senses and apologize, saying that all they wanted to do was protect the goddess, which is understandable. But now we are able to go through and see her finally. Now it's time for the cutscene, where the goddess tells us what we are going to need to be doing. essentially giving us our main quest. Of course, I'm going to ignore most of her requests. Now, no matter what that choice box, it is legitimately the same thing. 3 different ways of saying it. Now, the reason why I decided to not set up for what is known as a death warp is because the power berry that she gives you increases your maximum stamina as well as restores it to full. Essentially, if making it so that if I did set up for the death warp, I would not be able to do it. Now, the death warp is where you run completely out of stamina and pass out. You then wake up the next morning in your house. I will be doing it quite a few times in this run, but this is one of the times that it was not able to be done because doing it would, I believe, result in a slower time, surprisingly. Now, Garmin Mines is done, and now I need to skip a couple of days and feed my duckling feed my duckling on the 9th, whereas it will then grow up and lay an egg on the 10th. Now, as stated before in the run, the amount of gold is very, very precise, and there is not a lot of buffer between everything. If I get lucky with rain, then there would be a backup. However, elsewise, did I skip past the 9? No, looks like Spring 8 is the character's birthday. Though if things aren't the best RNG-wise, we will actually be seeing winter in this run, which is fairly cool, and would mean that we would see essentially all of the seasons. Except for summer, but summer is essentially spring with the occasional hurricane. Feeding the duckling to make it happy and to grow up. And I'll go ahead and do that time now. Now tomorrow I will be starting the quest for the green bell. Or I think it's actually going to be starting both green and blue bell tomorrow. I may be wrong, but there's also a cutscene with Hamilton showing up and essentially explaining to me the basics of farming, though seeing as though I'm barely a rancher, I don't necessarily need this information. Yes, I understand. And now I'm going to be picking up that duck egg. Now the duck is sad and upset, however, I will be selling it back to the people that I bought it from for quite a lot less than what I actually got it for. However, that is fine because in all actuality, all I needed it for was that egg. Oops, I did not set up that death warp that I needed to by plucking weeds, but that is fine. I will just suffer that little bit of time loss. Alright, I'll be skipping time till about 7:20 again. And hopefully my alrighty. Hopefully things fix themselves for the stream, but not much is to be expected. Alright. I do believe this is where the green bell quest starts. Alrighty. Looks like I could have skipped once more, which I guess is fine. Alrighty. Now I'm not going to be stopping the stream just because my connection is going bad right now. I'm just going to deal with it. I did not need to do that. I needed to sell Okay, it's 116. That's not going to change things too much. Because I have a buffer of about 124, so I'll have a buffer of 116 gold. Did I do that right? I think I actually don't need to do that, so I will cross that off in my notes. What is it, Groat? I'm also recording this while I stream, so I was accounting for my connection to go terribly. I think I may be able to save that death warp. Maybe. Now, hopefully, soon after I finish this run, I will be able to do the routing for Purple Bell and then any percent, which is going to be a fairly long, drawn out process to do it, but I'm willing to at least attempt the any percent run and Purple Bell. No, right now I'm doing what I failed to do earlier, which was that setup for the Death Warp. And I'll leave just enough stamina just in case I have to break. I didn't need to pick that tulip. Oh well, that is fine. Picking the tulip's not going to matter all too much. I believe the world record for any percent is, I want to say, around 8 hours. So it is fairly long and drawn out, and definitely going to be runs that I am going to live stream. This one I estimate at around 2.5 hours, but it may be anywhere between 2 to 2.5. And right now I am going to be going to Dale to get the forest key, which I need in order to go through the forest to continue with the Green Bell quest. So I do have to change in my notes a bit. Where's the selling the duck at? That was 116. Yeah, hopefully I will be able to get, well, it's not hopefully get, it's, I will definitely be getting top 3 for world record, but hopefully during the stream nothing bad would happen. But I don't know, with my internet being the way it is Sometimes it's great, other times it's bad. And to be brutally honest, these splits are just to remind me of what I need to do, despite my notes being right in front of me. Because, funnily enough, I am actually focusing on 3 different screens at just about the same time. So me missing a little bit in the notes is bound to happen. Though this run is definitely unoptimized because that slight mess up with bow and then not realizing that I needed to skip another day in order to remedy that mess up. I will also change in my notes that that's going to be 46 and not too shabby, being an hour and 15 minutes in and going into the forest. Now, the forest does have a bit of RNG, but unlike the mines, I cannot skip any of the various rooms. So that's... But all the rooms are... oh gosh. Of course I get blocked by a tree. So all the floors are randomly generated, but they all have the same layout floor-wise. For instance, the rocks and trees and forageables are going to be in different places. However, the way the area is laid out is essentially the same. So once you go through the forest enough, you will actually be able to just breeze through it. Hence why in a casual playthrough, I have actually gone out of my way and married the witch, which is one of the available or special available bachelorettes. So doing that definitely helped with me being able to go through the forest with relative ease and really not even having to pay attention to a whole lot when going through the forest. Now I will be able to see a few mushroom possibly on the next room. But, oh my, that's the 3rd time that I ended up not being able to pass. And I do believe one of those 2 were the fugue mushroom. Alrighty. Just a few more areas to go through. I about went back through that area. I believe there's only 5 more, but I may be wrong. Okay, I can break the rock, because that will actually help just a tad bit with the death. Okay, I literally cannot touch any more things, or else I will do the death warp prematurely. So anything that may lose stamina, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go back. Okay, I'm finished with the forest. Alrighty, so now here is the witch's house, though the build up to it is fairly long, but I don't have to press any inputs to actually go into the building. It automatically does it for me in this cutscene. And, you know, the character and Finn are fairly scared of the witch as of right now. And, you know, barging into someone's house is definitely something you want to do, especially if they live in a secluded area like the witch does. Now, strangely enough, instead of the witch being here, there is actually a frog. Now, I thought Finn knew how to speak to animals, but apparently he doesn't. So, he doesn't know what it's trying to say, and we need to go talk to the wizard about the witch. And now, time for that death warp. Oh, I could have done 2 more. Alrighty, so after that death warp, I'm going to be prepping another death warp, and going to see various people. I believe I only need to pluck 2 weeds to set up this death warp. Yeah, I believe that's how many I need to pick. 1, 2, yeah, that's plenty enough. I'll go with safety because this particular run still can be optimized, so. So first things first, when I go into Harmonica Town, I will actually be going to see the wizard first and foremost. Just like Finn wanted me to, but I am a few hours or so late to him telling me, hey, you need to go see him. Now, when I see the wizard, he will ask me what exactly I'm doing here, and I will explain. And I explain that the witch wasn't where she was. Well, wasn't where she was supposed to be. Turns out that Frog is the witch, and we need to make or give the wizard a few ingredients to make a potion. Now, the reason why we may end up finishing in winter is because in order to get the cornmeal, we need to actually go past the crop festival and buy it there, which I believe is the fastest way to get it, at least in this particular routing of the run. Now I'm going to be going to the lighthouse to speak with a kid named Paolo. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's spelled P-A-O-L-O. And I'm going to need to ask him about the bell. Which is the second option, and I need to make sure not to just completely skip through text. Now he gives me the waterway key, which allows me to go to the watery cave, and I do believe I've started the Bluebell quest. I think I started the Bluebell quest, actually. No, that was the start of the Bluebell quest. I think... oh well, it doesn't matter. The splits are just to remind me of what I need to do. Now I will be going into the watery caves, seeing what bell... seeing whether or not the bell is there, and seeing whether or not it can be rung. A little bit of a spoiler. The bell is unable to be rung, but it is there. Now, only 2 of the 5 bells actually are on their respective frames. Now, I'm not sure why exactly the Bluebell is on a green frame, but oops, I need to go choose the last choice. I don't think we need to be swimming to Toucan Island. Now, time to try to ring the bell. Ring throughout the land, and... actually, Ben forgot his melody. So, after I run, what is up? Sorry that I may have... yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of an extension of the previous run that I did, which was in the marathon, the Bluebell. Instead, I'm going for the Green Bell, which actually shows off a few other areas that are not seen in the other... yeah, you saw me do Blue and Red Bell, I do believe. This is Green Bell, which I will actually be ringing the Blue Bell for. It is one of the 2 bells that need a certain other bell to be rung. And the run so far is going well, aside from a few hiccups, but those few hiccups make it so that this run can be improved upon. So if anyone wants to try it out themselves, by all means they can. Now, something that casual players may not know is that if 2 warps are diagonal from each other like this, you can actually walk through the diagonal. Well, I do recommend it, even if you don't try to speedrun it. A casual playthrough is fun still. Well, except for when you've played it as much as I have, which may be a bit too much, and even I have not completely beaten the game yet, so... dang it. I thought I could... I need to go to floor 25. Oh cool, what Harvest Moon game are you learning right now? I see. Well, I do wish you luck in your running, or your runs that you do end up doing in Magical Melody. After I end up doing any percent, I do believe I will be trying for Light of Hope. But then again, I'm not too sure. Okay. If I were to have gotten poison gas right there, it would have been fairly bad. Now to find that pearl. Good thing it glistens. Now, do I need to do... No, I cannot do that death warp. Yeah. I'm personally used to this type of speedrun. I actually have only played it casually. It is fairly easy and laid back in comparison to some other Harvest Moons where you don't necessarily know the overarching goal to it. In Light of Hope, you actually do know the goal. And I actually ended up exploiting an in-game mechanic where you're able to give a gemstone in order to get essentially extra stamina, which definitely helped out a lot in casual play. I'm not sure how it would be in, or I'm not sure if it's that way for the standard Light of Hope, but one moment here. Yeah, I have a Light of Hope SE, the special edition complete, so I'm not sure how much that changes the game as a whole. But according to this, it just is all the DLC with the marriage candidates, decorations, outfits, various requests, and more. I'm not sure. Animal Parade is a Wii game, yes. You can also play it on Wii U, which I do believe it has slightly faster loading times on Wii U, but don't quote me on that. I'm not exactly sure if it does or doesn't, but right now my Wii U is the only thing that can actually read the discs, because the Wii that I have, the disk drive kinda burnt out, I believe. Ah. Well, this one is definitely a fairly easy one and laid back. I personally did a lot of mining for my casual playthroughs. Well, mining as well as what little bit of farming that I was able to do. Though, of course, my casual playthrough is all in preparation for possibly doing a New Game Plus run. Which there is really no ruling on New Game Plus. And I'm not sure how I'm going to be trying New Game Plus. It's going to be essentially the same length as any %, though. If I'm going to be honest, I would much rather cut out getting the duck for the duck egg, so. Okay, I just need to buy the fish from Ozzy, and then I will be able to go to the lighthouse. For this particular run, yes, this is actually the first run. However, I believe it was yesterday or something, I had done a yellow bell, but my internet connection was not good at all, and yeah. Yeah, this is the first run and actually testing the route and whatnot, making sure that everything works. Now, I about walked into a cutscene that I don't have to see, which would have lost me a bit of time, but thankfully I remembered about that cutscene, so. Alright, so now time to buy 5 gobies so that I can do the melody of the town. And after I do the melody of the town, I ring the bell, then do a death warp. And sleep until the Animal Festival, which would be on the 28th of spring. The estimate, the high ball is 2.5 hours. The low ball is 2 hours. Because there is still quite a bit in the run that I still have left to do, and quite a bit of it are cutscenes. It may actually go past 2.5 hours. I'm not entirely sure. But this is the first run to test to see what the time actually is. Now, of all the bells, I do know for sure that red bell is the quickest. So. But obviously, of all the individual levels bells, purple is definitely the very longest, because you need to ring all of 4 other bells and need to make 10 friends. I don't really have a favorite bell category, mainly because I've done red bell to death, basically. Like, I ran red bell before I even had any way to capture the gameplay. And I believe that the world record is actually my personal best that I've ever done. Alright, I need to not wave around. But then again, I also haven't quite done all of the different bell routes yet, so I am losing time here by messing up placing the fish. Oops, that's fine. Alrighty. Now, got to go back and do the melody of the town, ring the bell, do a late night cutscene, which is, I believe this is the only... Alright, I am ready to start the apparatus to hear the melody of the town. Hopefully the connection's good enough to be able to actually hear the melody, so. And I'm gonna mark the split after after the whole cutscene is over and I regain or get to the end of the cutscene and where the loading screen is. Alright, now that is the melody at 140 essentially. Blue bell's gonna take about 2 minutes to ring. Yes, the apparatus is hilarious. I don't know how a duck egg outweighs a pearl that size, as well as, you know, the pearl being able to somehow miraculously end up going directly to where it needs to from a bit of a ways away. Yeah, the perfect fish flops too. I'm not sure how exactly the apparatus works, but yeah. But hey, it works out in the end, and now the bell can be rung. So let the melody ring throughout the land. Alrighty. Yes, the melody is quite nice, though sadly I lost some frames there, so. Now in total, for the hour and 42 minutes that I have been doing, or no, the hour and 45 minutes that I have been doing streaming, I have lost a total of 16,796 frames, which, in all honesty, I thought I was going to lose a heck of a lot more. Now, one thing that I do not recommend to do with this game is try to get literally everything. That will take forever, and I've tried doing it, but honestly, I ended up giving up. Alrighty, so now I do a death warp. Alrighty, that's the death warp. Now I have to end up just skipping through time until, oh, oops, I definitely forgot. Alright, I'll do the blue elf. Oh, okay. I actually didn't realize that if you passed out, you didn't see that cutscene right away. Yeah, essentially I make myself run out of stamina, and it sends me back to my house. It's just a lot faster to do that than to go all the way back by walking. And right now, Finn is being a little baby and complaining a tad about him not having a bell. And of course, I tell him to give it his all because though Finn gets a more important in the end game, he gets a more important task. And now I'm told that boats have come to the docks. And now there's going to be a funny scene in a moment where Paolo actually trips. And then you just pat his face. Now the boats are working again, and I can buy boat tickets, but before I buy boat tickets, I'm going to essentially be a lazy bum for the rest of the season, as well as all throughout summer. And then most of fall. That should be 2090 something, 2096. Yeah, that should be 2096. Alright, today's the Flower Festival, but do I care about it? No. Because, you know, I am not here to make friends. I am here to sleep throughout the days and get the water working and the winds working back to the way it should be. Now, this is going to probably take quite a decent amount of time to just skip through all the days, because I have to skip through basically 2 entire seasons. So this is part of the run where I essentially have basically nothing to say about the run and just wait. Yep. Thanks for coming and joining, and you try to sleep well now. Though I do know with the any percent run, I am going to be streaming that a lot later in the day than essentially 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm not sure how long it's going to be before I am to the point where I will be able to run any percent, but when the time comes, it comes, and I'll definitely be on streaming it, because there is no way in heck that I'm going to go through that 8-ish hours just essentially talking to myself. Alright, now it is the day of the Animal Festival, where I will need to skip time just a bit, as well as go there and buy perfect sheep butter. In order to turn the witch back into herself rather than a frog. Now I will also be setting up a death warp, just so that I don't have to come walking all the way back after buying it. One more should be fine for the amount of time that I need to skip. I need to skip till 8. No, I need to skip till 9. I missed out a tad. Oh well, I will grab these for just in case I did mess up too horribly. Alright, so in a casual playthrough, the Animal Festival actually is fairly cool, and you can do a bit of couch co-op multiplayer. I'm getting tired, which means I will need to be eating. I would rather lose time eating the raspberry fruit and the blueberry fruit than to end up not being able to get the things that I need. That's not what I needed. That's what I needed. 20. Hopefully that's enough stamina to get me through most of the things. I'm cutting it close here. Okay. Okay, I cannot skip any more time. Though I will be seeing a cutscene right here, essentially telling me that the festival is a go. And that takes an hour of time to do, so I'm not too worried about that. Now I need to talk to Barbara here in order to buy goat butter. Now, goat butter is cheaper than regular butter, so that's why I buy that instead of the regular butter, and that is the Animal Festival and spring complete. Now, essentially, from here, I'm just going to be skipping through all of summer. And after summer, I'm going to be skipping until day 27 of fall. Oh yeah, another thing. In summer, you actually have lightning storms, rains, and hurricanes. Or tornadoes. Essentially, they're all rainy days. However, tornadoes, the wind is very heavy, as well as some of your crops will be destroyed during that time. Alright. Today is the Firefly Festival, though that is another one of the festivals that you take a significant other on, so going to be completely ignoring that. And moving right along, straight to whatever the next festival day is, then past it, until finally to the crop festival. Getting quite a bit of rainy days, all things considered, which is fairly interesting. Right, because summer is the rainy season. I think I'm getting a bit too good of weather RNG. At least if I were planting crops. So far, about 5 minutes through. Oh boy, I did not expect how long this was going to take. Oh, I know I have it. It's just, oh boy. Today's the summer festival, though we don't care about any other festivals than the animal and the crop festival. Though I do believe the summer festival has a few cool things, but the way of speedrunning, it's irrelevant for the most part. Alright, just 8 more days of summer before we are into fall. And it looks like we'll be in fall at about 2 hours in. Today is the circus, which in casual playthrough, the circus actually yields benefit for doing the whole quest of saving the various animals from, well, running away. In order to save them from wherever they're at, you need to ring or blow the whistle around them, as well as give them a food that they enjoy. So there's a giraffe, a hippo, oh gosh, an elephant, giraffe, hippo, elephant. Could have sworn there was one more. It's been forever since I've done it, so I'm not too sure. Looks like my internet connection is going a bit bad, but oh well. And looks like we are just about into fall. Another few Alright, I'm into fall finally, and now just 26 more days to skip. Alright, looks like the connection of the stream is not going the greatest, but good thing I will always do a recording at the same time as stream. So total dropped frames of 20,236. That's quite a bit, but oh well, I'm in the home stretch of the run, honestly. Oh, looks like my stream went completely down there. Essentially, that's what's happening right now. Not much I can do about internet connection, so just gotta hope and pray to, I guess, RNG? I'm not, it's definitely not RNG, but let's just say it's RNG. Geesh, it's very much bad. I've already dropped an extra 3,000 frames since I last said something about the frames. Sheesh. Well, the run still goes on, despite it being a literal PowerPoint. I mean, at least it's doing it in one of the most monotonous parts, so you're not missing a whole lot. And it seems like everything has settled itself a bit. So, knock on wood, and let's make sure that everything goes smoothly. It's essentially a sleep montage. Yeah, so now, I learned in my run for Yellow Bell that you actually cannot ring any of the bells on festival days, which I thought to be weird, but Finn tells you, hey, you should go to the festival instead of doing your quest. For some reason, he's more worried about a festival than, you know, saving nature itself. Definitely seems like Finn has his priorities straight. Looks like I've actually got about a 34-second delay. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Looks like I've got a 27-second delay between actuality and the stream, so that's fairly nice. Ooh. I honestly forget what day I'm on. Oh, well, good thing it shows up in the corner there. Okay, only 7 more days. Though luckily I don't actually have to go through the forest, which is fairly cool. Another circus. almost 23. Okay. 2 more days. One more day. And the montage is finally over. Okay, that took a whopping, so far that's taken about 15 minutes. Oh boy, that's oh, it's Harvest Festival, not Crop Festival. Harvest and crop, essentially the same thing. Alright, so luckily I have plenty of weeds from sleeping throughout the the 2 seasons that I did. So there are plenty of weeds to pick. Now this time I'm not going to pick too many. And I'm also going to do something that's slightly strange, but it's going to hopefully work out. So I want it to be past 9 by the time I make it to Fruit Fields. Essentially skipping to, I want to say 8:20, but I may be slightly off on my numbers. Getting a bit tired. I should be able to make it to 8 without... It's getting fairly low and I'm not going to risk that. So let's see about any forageables that are nearby to help with the process. Alright. Oops. 8 o'clock. Okay, that is dangerously low, and I am not going to be skipping any more time, so I'll hope that that should be enough time. If not, I've got a few more forageables that can spawn right here without me triggering that scene there. It would definitely be a run killer, and if I were to eat the butter. Alright, so looks like it will not be the time that I want it to be before I make it there. So I need to skip about 40 more minutes. Would this be any faster? No, that just wastes a bit of stamina. Actually, it'll be fine. I can sit through that cutscene. Now, I do believe the Animal Festival is on the ranch side of things. Or no, yeah, the animal festival is ranch. The harvest festival is farm. Now I believe it's Ruth that I buy the cornmeal off of. Yes, it is cornmeal right there. Cool. Last but not least, let's hope that it is sunny. Because if it is not sunny, then I will have to sleep a day. And that is actually the crop festival. Of course it'd do that to me. That's a-okay. We get to see winter. Or actually I could've... No, it would've been... Yeah. I did the right call there. So now it's winter. I just realized that it's Sunday, and Sunday means Harmonica Town's closed. So I have to wait another day. Good thing I realized that before I got too far into it. I'm not sure if you can ring the bell on a snowy day. I haven't tried it in quite a while, so I think it's good weather today. That's definitely not good weather. It's another mini sleep montage. And for every snowy day, we're going to see this cutscene. So that's fun. Though the run is nearing its finale here, so. All I need to do is go to Toucan Island. Now the snowman, I hate seeing him, but, you know, I don't have his nose, which is a carrot. And it makes him very upset, and each time it is a snowy day like that, it will actually trigger that cutscene. So... oh my gosh. And here I was talking about good weather RNG. Another sleep montage and doing this until a suitable day. Why did Harmonica Town have to be closed? Oh well, this is definitely quite a lot of time loss here. Now, most runs of this game don't rely too heavily on RNG, but apparently this one is running quite heavily on RNG right now, so that looks like it's another bad no. I believe it's fine to ring the bell today. It's not Sunday, is it? No, it's the 6th. So it is not Sunday. And I'm being told about a festival. I know all about Harmony Day. Okay, now to finally do what I was supposed to do on the 28th of fall. Now, hopefully I will be able to ring the bell. However, I'm not too sure. So, I'm going to... Oops, I went the bottom path, which is slightly slower. I'm not too worried. I've already lost plenty of time. So... I about did that. Cutscene that I do not want to trigger there. Alright, and thankfully Ozzy is open. Oh right, he tells me that fish and stuff there are more fish and stuff available and whatnot, though I'm only here to buy the 2 boat tickets. So that leaves me with 116, which is how much I sold the duck for. However, selling the duck actually... Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Alright, and now I need to give the boat ticket, and I will be able to go to Toucan Island. Okay, oh well, I will figure that out. I'll figure out if I can ring it once the time comes. I am not worried about it. If I have to go through another day, I'll go through another day. Oh right, yeah, what time are you open? 8? Okay. I forgot all about that. Hey, you kinda need to skip through time here a bit. Oops. Alright though. It looks like it'll actually be about 2 hours and 40 minutes, not 2 hours and 30 minutes. So... and that is enough time to trigger this cutscene. After this cutscene, I will be leaving, I believe, skipping some time. And now this is one of the available bachelorettes that you will only see in any percent green bell and purple bell. Now, if I do remember everything correctly, all I have to do is leave and then leave, skip time, go to the bar, and then things will be a-okay. Luckily, the ticket is a round trip per ticket, so don't have to buy all of those tickets. And now, it looks like we had a little stowaway. Who wanted to find a bit of work outside of her parents. Now I will be skipping until 4 p.m. in order to go into the bar. That's a bit far for doing the time skip. Alright. So this is going to essentially be the rest of the run for a few minutes. Or the next few minutes of the run, my apologies. Now, the reason why I don't have Toucan Island set as being finished yet is because in order to get the hibiscus, which I need in order to make the potion to revert what the witch done to herself, I need to trigger the cutscene with the mother and daughter fighting, then go back to Harmonica Town, trigger cutscene in the bar, which then I'm given a letter by Selena to give to her parents, which then I do that and I am given a hibiscus. So after I get back to Harmonica Town for the second time, I will be marking Toucan Island as done. I know for sure that when I'm going to be doing a Purple Bell, I'm going to do Green Bell and Yellow Bell at about the same time. Essentially doing the quest for Green Bell, and then getting the Moonlight for Yellow Bell. Okay, so 2.5 more hours in game. Or no. 1.5. No, it is. No, it's 1.5. Or 1 hour and 10 minutes in game. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And I should be good from there. I should have skipped that extra. Oops. That's fine. And now we get to see a nice cutscene of Selena dancing at the bar. Now, something that you might have realized is that during each of the seasons, all of the people actually change their outfits depending on what season it is. So in winter, they tend to wear warmer clothing, while in, well, fall and winter, they wear warmer clothing, unlike in spring and summer. Now I will be going back to Toucan Island and giving the letter to Selena's parents. And after giving the letter, I will be turning in everything that I need to in order to help the witch's situation out. Now, I hope I can ring the bell on a cloudy day, but I am not too sure. If I can't ring it on a cloudy day, I'm going to be doing a death warp. Now I can go to the wizard and turn in everything so that we can fix the witch, though I will be marking Toucan Island as being done in just a moment. Once I get the loading screen to go back to Harmonica Town, though my connection is fairly bad, so I'm not sure if you're able to hear the audio clearly. Looks like it's actually about a complete minute behind. Sheesh. Or no. Shoot. Yeah. Looks like that's the equivalent of a very terrible PowerPoint right there. Alright. To the wizard I go. Oop, I got stuck there. Alrighty, to the wizard. The wonderful wizard. To turn in the hibiscus. No, like every other sort of fetched quest, we have to individually give the items one by one. Though luckily I have all the items with me in order that, or well, essentially in order, so that I don't have to worry about going past any item. And now, lastly, butter. Now the wizard makes the potion, and we go to see the frog witch. And finally, the witch is back to her regular self. And she is mad at the wizard for not turning her back sooner, and tells the wizard to get out of her house. Or well, the wizard's job is done. So now we need to ask the witch about the green bell. Finally making some good headway. Now the witch should be at her brewing pot right now, and she asks me what I want. And I tell her that I need green bell. Now, it takes her a little while to actually find the green bell. But she does find it. And, you know, Finn there is a bit of a dunce and thinks that that was not the green bell. Though I accidentally talked to the witch, which lost a bit of time, and oops, I missed. Oh well, I can do the split now. And now, oh right. So actually, that split is not quite there yet. Now I can give a good estimated time, which is going to be about 2:45. Though Darren is very sleepy, and oops, I whistled, which is fine, I suppose. Now, luckily, the reverse trip from... Ooh, I should have done that after the... That's fine, I can just have it be now. And... leave. Finally, I'm going to be ringing the bell after about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Or well, yeah, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Alrighty. So I believe everything is fine and dandy, and I can... Yep. And it looks like I have about an hour in-game time to spare. Now, I do believe that is my last split. Yes, that is my last split. Alrighty. Time is when I regain control after this cutscene. So I can ring the bell on days that are not sunny. But it has to be acceptable weather. It has to be either sunny or cloudy. Now there's a little cutscene after this. And that is time. Alrighty.